Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC Mura here, and today we're gonna talk about the most annoying parts of Street Fighter 6. I think the game in general is pretty amazing as a product and it's very good as a fighting game, and I want to preface this first because this video could be taken as or interpreted as some sort of a rant video, but I'm not going to talk about any gameplay in this clip. It will mostly be about user experience and general functionality, right? And let me start off first with the online matchmaking. I have already made a big video on this topic, and I'm glad to see that as time progresses, I'm seeing more and more people talk about it. I will leave a link to my video in the card above. Pretty much the issue here is that the matchmaking is region logged, and the regions are based on geographical location, not the connection quality, which means that sometimes your matchmaking pool would make no sense. It's a really complicated issue, and I hope that one day it will be addressed because honestly it is such a turn off right now. Now, speaking of the matchmaking, because we're gonna be sticking to it for a while, another issue that have started to be really obnoxious to me is when you're in training mode and you're setting the game to find matches. It already takes long enough to find games, so I'm not gonna sit at the menu. I mean, let me at least try to lab out stuff in training mode, right? It's logical. You check out training mode, you set the game to find matches, and sometimes the game will just eat your functionality. Like your buttons will not come out, you will not be able to record or play back, sometimes even you can't hit the pause menu. And this happens so often that it have almost turned me off from using training mode while searching for games completely. And I want to know if this is something that happens to you as well. It happened to me since the betas, it's still happening, and it drives me crazy. Like, it honestly almost drives me crazy and made me stop using training mode, right? Now, speaking of driving me crazy, oh my god, this next one, and again, let me know if it happens to you. But let's say that you're searching for games, right? The game will find a match for you. You will show it because you want to see like who you're gonna fight against, and it tells you that it is a 1 bar Wi-Fi connection, and you say nope and you reject the match. 3 seconds later, the game comes up with another game for you. You check it out, it is a 1 bar Wi-Fi connection, and you reject it. And then the game comes up with another match, and it is a 1 bar Wi-Fi connection, and you reject it. And then the game does come up with the same dude over and over. And I don't know if this only happens to me. I've seen people mention this, although I don't know how frequent this is for others. Maybe in regions where matchmaking isn't that amazing, it happens a lot. But oh my god, sometimes I will accept the match just so that I can get it over with, know who is this person the game is trying to match me with, blacklist them, and get them out of my matchmaking so I can return back to the regular schedule. It is incredibly obnoxious how this happens. And speaking of matchmaking, because we're gonna stick with it, I told you, right? Matchmaking is by far the hardest ball drop made by Capcom for Street Fighter 6. So when you're searching for rooms, right, you don't even want to bother with ranked or casual, right? You're gonna search for rooms. The game will only show you the rooms in your region. Again, even searching for custom rooms are region locked. And I'm like, why? Like, I get that maybe you made it so that the ranked and casual matches, you don't want to be able to complain about ranked and I'm fighting somewhat forever from like, anyways, right? You know how people complain about ranked, especially I don't want to talk about these privileged folks. Anyways, you know how it is, right? So maybe people will complain. But why is it that I can even search for anyone I want in the custom rooms? Like, does that make any sense? Why? Like, why? You can see them and play against them anyways in the battle hub. I don't get this. The netcode is good enough. It seems like there are two Capcoms here. One that was working on the Street Fighter 5 netcode, and they figured they would put this matchmaking to work with it, and another one who developed an amazing netcode. The netcode is good enough, just let us play. For God's sake, just let me play the damn game. Now, the next one is one that I haven't experienced myself because I'm not in this situation, but I can certainly see why it could be obnoxious. And that is a case of you having multiple accounts on the same consoles and not having access to the DLC on the machine you are playing on, despite you having already purchased that DLC on the main account, right? I have a friend who have a little kid, and he did buy the Ultimate Ultra Edition, the one with the Ultimate Pass that gets all the character and stuff like that, and surprisingly his young kid is like 10 and he really enjoyed the game. World Tour got a 10-year-old into Street Fighter, right? So the 10-year-old comes, daddy, I want to check out Rashid, and Rashid is not there, despite Rashid being on the father's main account. I know that they did this with Street Fighter 5 as well, but I can't really understand like why is this going on? Like why do they have to do it that way when I know for a fact that there are other games, for example like Mortal Kombat and Tekken, you buy the characters, they are on your machine regardless of which account you're using. And this is obviously made even worse by the fact that there are no fight money in this game and there is really no way for the kid to try out Rashid. I know there are like rental tickets, but they only give you access for like an hour. And I think it's crazy to ask someone to like buy a season pass multiple times for every account on the same machine. That to me just sounds completely ridiculous. And that's about it for today's video. I'm gonna give you enough of my rants for today. It's probably the first time I have done a video that sounds this negative, but trust me, you know guys, I'm a really big Street Fighter fan. I really love Street Fighter in general and I really like this game, but these are things that I feel like have to be talked about. And again, I warned you at the beginning that this is a more of a ranty video, but I do hope that these features will be improved in the future going forward and that Capcom will take a really deep look and fix all of these matchmaking issues specifically, because they can really impact your enjoyment of the game. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, it helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.